Hi Libra, this is your astrologykiki horoscope for the month of March. And I know I said last month that February was going to have a lot going on, and the same holds true for March. There's a lot here. And really the focus for Libra will be on the 6th and 7th houses. And the 6th house is the house of daily duties, work environment, co-workers, and it even can have something to do with your health or your your daily health regimen. And the 7th house is your house of partnerships, whether it's with a spouse or a business partnership. But definitely the second half of March for sure is going to be much more interdependent. You're dependent upon others. It's not just all about you. Now there was a solar eclipse at the end of February in your 6th house, and some of that activity will probably carry through on your into March, because the first week of March you're going to have Mercury in your 6th house. And Mercury is a planet of communication, and it's reaching out on multiple levels. It could be multiple levels. It could be with your, it could be writing, advertising, calling, traveling, visiting, but it's definitely a very social planet, and it's you communicating with others. Now, when you mix that with your 6th house, you could be looking at things like maybe with your job, you're having to pick up new clients and having to go out and send a message, or, call people up. If you're in advertising or sales, anything along those lines, this would be very much a time where you're very busy in your 6th house doing your daily activities in your work environment, and that would be comprised of possibly writing or advertising, marketing, or calling people up and trying to get a sale. If you're in like an editing field or graphic design, that's a very creative planet. This would be a very busy time for you, most likely. And just be careful on the 2nd. There is an opposition between Jupiter in your 1st house and Uranus in your 7th. You could see a real push and pull between you and a partnership that you're in. So maybe your spouse wants, to do something one way and you want to do it the other, or you're not spending enough time with your spouse. There could be some kind of push and pull. You're not really on the same page on the 2nd of the month. On the 8th and 9th of March, there will be a sextile between Pluto in your 4th house and Mercury and the Sun in your 6th. So sticking with that same 6th house theme of, busyness and kind of very productive time where you're checking off the boxes on everything you're able to accomplish and do, there may be some kind of opportunity there, some very positive aspect and opportunity with regards to your home. Or it could be your family as well. So keep an eye out around the 8th or the 9th for something very positive that you can take advantage of your home life or your family life with regards to your daily duties. In the middle of the month, on the 12th and then the 17th, there's a square with Saturn in your 3rd. On the 12th, Saturn in your 3rd house will square Mercury in your 6th house. And the 12th just happens to be a full moon as well. And the full moon will be in your 12th house. So you have an interesting thing going on that day. You have the full moon in your 12th. It will be opposite of Mercury in your 6th, and then they're both square to Saturn in your 3rd. Saturn, whenever I see a Saturn square, it always kind of makes me uneasy because Saturn can be a pretty harsh planet. But full moons usually bring light to a situation, and light in terms of maybe something is revealed, some new information comes about. And so when you're looking at your 6th house and your 12th house, your 12th house can sometimes have to do with gossip or keeping something under wraps. So at this time with the full moon, especially since it's aspecting the 3rd house, which is a communicative house, you could be looking at maybe now you're going to reveal something. Now, maybe if there's been a job lineup that you haven't been telling anyone about, this might be your time to go ahead and bring that out into the open, or it might just come out into the open. Sometimes the full moon will just sort of force that to happen at that time. But there is a square with Saturn on that day, and squares aren't always negative. What they are is they indicate something that requires action. You can't just sit back and let something happen. You actually have to address it. So, like I said, with the full moon, sometimes something is revealed that you didn't necessarily intend to reveal. Or maybe there's some kind of gossip situation going on in your workplace, and that is revealed at that time. So, it's a short-lasting aspect, but you could see something along those lines on the full moon. On the 17th, Saturn will be squared to Sun in your 6th. So you're going to see some kind of communication issue, and with regards to your workplace or your health. And Saturn is involved, and Saturn likes to teach lessons. So always a good thing for a Saturn square would be to be cautious, be responsible. Sorry, it's very windy here today. And you don't do anything sort of wild and crazy at that time. Around the 3rd week of March, Mercury in your 7th house will be conjunct Venus and Uranus. So around that time, I would expect some communications, some surprises. Uranus likes to throw surprises, unexpected events in the way. And Venus is the planet of love and money as well. So you may have some very positive things going on around that 3rd week of March with regards to your partnerships, and maybe some very lovely times with your partner, and some surprising events could happen at that time. On the 28th, there's a new moon in your 7th house. So again, your 7th house is the house of partnerships, new moon, something new, and it's new. Maybe you guys are going out or taking your relationship to a new level. Maybe you're starting to see someone at that time, or maybe you have been just kind of sort of dating, and now you're getting more serious going into the new moon. So nice, fun relationship time towards that 3rd, almost to the end of the month. Just beware on the 29th and the 30th, there are some squares, and between Mercury in your 7th on the 29th and Saturn in your 3rd. So you could see some maybe some sort of harsh words. There's a lot of communication in that. Mercury and then also your 3rd house are both communication. They both have a communicative factor there. And with regards to Saturn, which I said always kind of creeps me out when Saturn is in square position to something or square aspect, but So just be aware that on that day, again, be cautious with your words. Just try to be kind, but there could be some issues with communication and your partner. And on the 30th, Jupiter in your first will be squared Pluto in your fourth. So you could see some kind of issue arise with regards to your property, your home, even your family then. So again, lots going on, but most of it's fairly positive, and you have that nice, lovely partnership aspect towards the end. So take care and have a great March.